Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Rochelle Lynn Smith. I'm from Stamping Flair. I am based in Melbourne, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me today. My card today is based on a sketch, and I'm participating in the Global Monthly Video Hub. So please make sure you check out all the other participants after you watch this video. So this is the sketch we are working with today. I do have a card that I have created earlier, but I'm changing it up, so I'll show you both once I'm done. And I will be working with the flowers and frames paper and adding some other uh, products as well. So if you live in Australia, you can shop these products in my online store or by getting in touch with me, either by email or by phone, and I can place the order for you. So the flowers and frame, it's called Frames and Flowers. Sorry, it's a specialty designer series paper, and it's $17.50, and you get 6 sheets of pattern paper, but the 3 sheets are double-sided and 3 sheets are actually die cut frames, and you get elements of leaves and flowers. I can't show it to you because I've actually uh, taken them out, and because they pop out, so keep them safe, and it's easy to create with it. So I'm going to be using some of those elements today in my card. So the the first element I've got is this wreath, which is straight from the paper which I've just popped out of the pre-die cut um, images. And so you don't have to color it, you can just use it as is. You can add some, I'm not making a Christmas card, but you could easily make it into like a Christmas wreath with some berries and things like that. So for my card base, I have got a soft seafoam card base. I've got a basic white mat, which I will probably cut down a little bit to form um, um, the sketch. And I've got this designer series paper. So this is the Frames and Flowers, one of those sheets. And the other side, you could even use this as is, but I'd have done some fussy cutting of these leaves as well, so they work out. I'm going to cut this down first, just a little bit, so that it's not so wide, and I'll probably just trim it by around a centimeter. As I say that, I've just eyeballed that. So yeah, it's the full length of the card base. I haven't moved away from the sketch much. It's pretty much as is. So what I'm first going to do is emboss this piece of cardstock. It's basic white cardstock with exposed brick 3D embossing folder. And I'll just place that. You can select whichever area of that embossing folder that you like. And let me get my die cutting machine. You can see I did some die cutting earlier, so as well, so save a little bit of time. But I will run through the whole process of the creation of the card so you can recreate it as well. So, don't think I'll need that again, unless I want to add some extras, which I may. Sometimes I do change my mind on things. So that's the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. So I'm thinking of doing that. I'm gonna have that there. Now for the corners, I have got, this is part of the country wood designer series paper, and I've actually taken one strip of this and used that because I thought it went with a little bit of the petal pink in the wreath, which you can see. So I'm a little bit, maybe a little bit crooked when I've cut this, but it's all gonna fall in line when I attach this. So just stick this down, just add a touch of glue along the edge. And then align it. Align it straight. It doesn't matter if you haven't. Sometimes it's a bit tricky with the smaller pieces to cut them. Just want to make sure that's straight. So this piece is a touch longer, which I'll trim down. Right, so we'll do the other side the same way. And I like that it has that, it's got that woody look, but it's just got that touch of pink to it. Depends what it's paired with as well, that paper. So bring in my trimmer. Trim that down to 14.8. You can see me. Oops, there. I've just got some. Just get that down there. So I've got my glass mat under, which it's available while we have supplies. I've just put a grid paper on top just to stop the glare when I'm filming. But it comes with a silicone mat. I'll show you like a palette, which you can use as a palette. And it also comes with a cleaning cloth. It's quite large. Back to our card. So that's gonna glue in like that. I like the white space, and that's why I just use that. Now, I'm not sticking this onto my soft seed foam base because I'm still not convinced that I need to use that soft seed foam base. I may go white. I may even go another color, but I just like to put that base right at the end. Just trimming off that little bit that I can see. Sometimes when you emboss a piece of cardstock too, it can alter the size of your piece. But in this case, I think I just I've just trimmed it a bit, but we'll see. So I'm pulling out a white card base as well, just in case I decide to go down that route. And then we can work out what we like to do. That is a white. So I'm going to place my wreath in the center there. Just it's got your 3 main leaves. Work out how you want to center that. Excuse me. And I'll just put some stamping dimensionals. Put a few. You can use even the edge bits. So I've added the dimensionals, and you can just place that there, just in the center, just for now. What I do have now is several bits and pieces which I have die cut. So I have die cut some leaves. This is using the perennial lavender dies. I've also got some leaves I've die cut with soft sea foin from the Unbounded Love dies. So those are the ones which have all the frames and things. That's really a handy one. And I've got 2 little rosettes which I've die cut from the Round We Go. So sometimes this is a good way to use up your designer series paper. Basic white cardstock. You know how you have lots of scraps? Die cutting leaves and things are a great way, because then you can just add color to it with whatever color you want. Now some of these I have cut in full, and some I have just used partial because I know I will not need the full leaf. So I just wanted to use up some of that cardstock, and I didn't worry that I didn't have the full leaf. I'm going to do some ink blending on these leaves. So we've got 5 of them. So you can see I've got 2 full and then bits and pieces. I'm going to bring in soft sea foin, so to tone in with the rest of our card. I'm going to blend in another color, and just getting rid of whatever was there before. So we've got, maybe it looks like perhaps some granny apple, or it looks more granny apple. Even lemon lime twist would go well. You've got a bit of Lost Lagoon in there, which would be nice as well. You could even go some petal pink. Any of those colors, it's got, even an old olive would work. So any of those lovely greens and the greeny blues would be nice. So I find I get a bit of more control and more what I like in the colors this way. Another way you could do this is actually blending the entire piece of cardstock and then die cutting from it. So you get some variation. So you do your varied colors and then die cut your leaves. So it might not be all the same. But if you want to use your bits and pieces, you can do it like this. I love ink blending, and I don't know, do you love ink blending? Something that really adds so much to it, a card or a scrapbook page, whatever you're doing, it can really change it up. So I've added a bit of soft sea foam there. And already you can see if I cut it straight from soft seed foam, it wouldn't have that nice variation, and that's what I was going for. I'm going to pick Old Olive. And add some Old Olive to it. Don't worry, I mean, it's a bit delicate. If it does rip, don't worry because we're going to layer it, but just hold on to it and just gentle. So then we do the rest of, just get rid of that excess. It's amazing how much these blending brushes hold in color. There's a lot in there. You can even go on one side with the color if you don't, just for variation. A bit more soft sea foam on this one. Okay. Now we'll add a touch of Lost Lagoon on my, just on some of those leaves. I want to get rid of most of it. You can use a sponge dauber as well for this bit. I wanted to just very light. Then I'll give you a bit of a cooler tone in there. I'm adding it towards the bottom. Bearing in mind that some of these I won't be using in full, I will be cutting them, so that's why I'm mixing it up a bit. And then I'll add some on the top only because of that. I might cut them. And this just gives you a bit of variation there. Alright, so now with these two, I'm just going to put them together, but as to what goes on top, I will work that out. So we'll bring in a card and let's put this. I think the white's gonna have to go on top because for a contrast. So just these round go dies are really useful. You can use it in so many ways, and this is, I just thought, oh, it'll be nice to have like a focal point here on our wreath. So I've cut two of the same size and I'm placing it right in that corner, and I will use a dimensional. So we'll place this around about there. just curve these a bit. These are from the Unbounded Love Dies. I've cut it out of soft sea foam. I did cut 3, so we can always, if we needed to have like an odd number, and adjust accordingly. So these I will definitely cut apart. I'm just adding some extra detail on this wreath. You could stop at the wreath and not add any of this extra. Not necessary, but I love adding those bits and pieces. Now I'm cutting apart these leaves from that lavender set. I can get more volume in there. Sort of giving this one a bit of a curve at the bottom. And I'm just placing this to get my arrangement and see how it looks. Then we can stick them down. Maybe put this top bit. Just a smaller piece there. And I will lay some under the wreath, so under that part. And then on top, so you're getting some height difference as well. And the same here. Trim that down. So now I will, like, I'm kind of sticking it under that rosette there. And I'll add anything more if I need to. I may need something here. I think one. All right, so now we've got these flowers. This is also from that ephemera, or that specialty pack, that has that ephemera already. So you just pop them out and use. I have 3, but I'm not sure whether I want to use these flowers, but I may. It might be. I wasn't 100%, but I wanted to use another flower. I may change my mind on the flower, but let's see. Like one in the center. One flower I did think of was the Country Woods flower, which I've already used. That how did I use the Country Woods on this note? Some of those might work in nicely here. So, and this is what I mean. I like kind of have a little play around, see what works, and I may cut them out of petal pink. So we'll bring in our die cutting machine. All right, so we've got our 4 little flowers. I think I just did one big and 2 small. And this is my crafting style. I just go with it on my videos and just work out what I need at the time. And sometimes I plan things and then I will change my mind at the like I've just said. That's the fun, isn't it, of crafting? You can do that. All right. I'm just going to curve these. And I feel like it needs one, two, and then one. Or maybe even 1, 2, and 1 here. That might be better. So as I'm doing this, I'm going to bring in our soft sea foam. I do like how that looks. I will try the white just to compare. I'm going to choose the soft sea foam. I think that gives you a nice contrast. And pull all that out, stick that down, commit to the color. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because I do post regular videos and lots of inspiration. Also have a weekly newsletter with a free tutorial, so if that's something that interests you, please sign up. We've also got lots of new things coming up which will be announced this month. So there is a new catalog if with Stampin Up. So if you would like a catalog, let me know. But I've got lots of other fun things planned this month, so make sure you are on my newsletter list to get those notifications. Now I realize the leaves are kind of going, what do I say? Some are going this way, some are going that way. So, but that's okay. We'll just go with it. I was thinking, should I move my little disc here to down here, and then it goes with the fly. Should we risk it? Maybe. And maybe it'll flow nicely. I've just spotted that. And I may have to, let me get away with that. Okay, it did move around my little disc as I moved that and changed position. And I only changed position because the way the leaves are going, and I just didn't notice that. I think because of I'm adding extra leaves and things. If it was just the disc, I don't think it would have mattered. Just the flow of the leaves might work better. And you will see, and in my card, which I've done, how you can use this sketch with other for other papers. I'm used the same paper, but I'll show you another card with it. But try it out. It's a fun little sketch, and I think you could use it so many ways. Let me know what you think you could use it, what you will use it for. Perhaps I'm going to put that there because I think I need a smaller piece in there. Yeah, that'll do nicely. So I'll tuck that in under the wreath. I'm going to add one of these leaves in here. I love adding texture and layers. No matter how simple a card, you can have some extra layers and it's going to create that nice look about it. It's taking that little bit of extra time. Makes a difference. Chop that off. Put that at the bottom of our little rosette. What do you call this little thing? From that, have you got another name for that? Tuck one more up here to give it a bit of length. If you have anything like ferns or little wreath from a Christmas set, you could use it in lieu of this lavender set I'm using. Just going to hold it back. So I'm holding it back and just having a look where it's missing. It's good to do that because when you're looking at something close up all the time, it has a different look when you look at it from, take a step back. Put a little one in there. I think something a little bit just to fill in that gap. And it'll overlap the one I've got in the center. Well, I've just tucked it in under. So that's basically it. Maybe putting one of these, and I'm going to chop it up. Just so there's a balance of an odd number of those leaves in there. Or even sort of that it's not all stuck in lots of twos. Maybe in there. We can just see that one. Maybe in there. Trying to give you a glance as well while I'm positioning. Okay, so maybe like that. So we've got a little bit of a triangle happening. All right. So I think I'm happy with that. That's kind of sticking out, but I might adjust that so it doesn't stand out so much. Now our flowers. One there. God, for a minute I've lost that little one. I think the petal pink is cute on that. Could go like that. But I was thinking of putting on that disc, but I am on second thought. Like that, maybe. Yeah, it's better on the leaves. So bring that closer to the front because that's your larger one. Put that towards the back. And just one to balance that at the bottom here. So you've got your leaves and everything kind of balancing out. So we've got that. Now for a sentiment, I've pre-done a sentiment and I even accidentally put the dimensionals on. Um, this is from the Simply Said stamp set and I embossed in white on Pretty Peacock because I thought that was a nice, because it balanced out there. And we could go straight across here or we could have one in there. That might just be nice there. So I'm glad I've left a bit of room on either side. Didn't kind of plan it that way, but and just sit it right there in towards the center. All right, so we've got a what do you think so far? Now I need to do some decorating on the inside, which I always like to do, and on my envelope. So we'll do that. I'm going to do some ink blending, and I will bring in a bit of this designer series paper. I will go the length of it. Normally I take about 2.5 centimeters, 2 centimeters, whatever you've got. It's use up those strips. I mean here I'm cutting up a separate strip, but so oops, my cords are getting all stuck. So for the length it's 14.8. And I will bring in a bit of petal pink cardstock so we can do that right along. And I have a piece of this, and this was, remember that time on type embossing folder, and it doesn't matter. I'm just using it as, and it's got some texture. So I'm using basically my scraps, and I'm hoping that's long enough, and it might not be. But well, we can use that for our envelope. Oh, this will be long enough. 14.8. We've all got bits and pieces that we need to use. Right. So that was that one. This was this one. The end for the inside of the envelope. I mean, inside of the card. You could even line the flap of the envelope if you wanted to, because it's 12 by 12. So the 6 by 6 paper does not fit the flap of the envelope, but 12 by 12 does. Not for our A4 cards anyway. So I'm just adding that at the corner. I'm going to do some ink blending. Just because ink blending is always nice. Oh, sorry, did I move the camera around? Now, stick this down. Whichever way works, but I might stick it right this way. Either way doesn't matter. I've got one of these flowers. I might just put it there just so it looks pretty. You could even use one of those other flowers, but it doesn't matter. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll use that in here for a bit of something. Saves you die cutting. I do have a spare flower there too, and it doesn't really matter. Do you want to swap that? Michelle, swap and change. No, that just didn't sit right with me. As I closed the card and looked on the front, and I got doesn't work. Just that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so there's continuity there. That looks perfect. With that edge, with the petal pink, it's like it's just there. I'm happy with that. I was talking about the border. I just like stuff like that. Okay, envelope. We'll do the same thing, and we'll use that other border I had with a bit of. So we'll stick it down. That's about there. It's about 11.3 centimeters, the envelope. And then I will stick that down there. Just to be sure, I put a bit on the edge. Then I can work my way up. Put a bit of glue. All right. All right. On the front, we think we can just stick this down as is. If you wanted to, this is where I said you could put some more DSP, the designer series paper. You could even use any other paper that is similar in color. It's a bit off, but it doesn't matter. And I'm going to stick this one, which I already put glue on. And with the envelope, I am thinking it'll be nice, just something there. Instead of trying to put it back with my other bits and pieces with glue on. So we've got our card done. For some embellishments, now for this, I think the embellishments I'm thinking of are those, uh, they're Pretty Peacock and these ones, Petal Pink. They're, and I'm not 100% sure whether they are from this suite, but they look like they would be. Maybe I'll just put, if I'm doing that, put one to cat. Will 5 fit there or 3? Maybe 3. Oh, they're a little bit bigger than some I have put 5 with, so we'll try this and see. We can expand the circle if it doesn't quite fit, but I think 5 is looking good. Yeah, that's nice. That's come out good. Just add something to that. I'm going to curve those petals up a bit more. Right, and that's our card. You could add linen thread, maybe. I'm going to bring in that linen thread. Linen thread is something I always, when I start using one, I order another one. That's how I love it. How much I love it and how much I use it, that's probably more accurate what I say, because it's just tying a bow with 2 strands of it. So a little bit small. I know I've cut it a bit small in the sense of the length. I normally take about 30 centimeters each. That's 60 centimeters. This side or this side. Okay, so thinking here or here, and I'm feeling it like it lends itself to going there. My glue dots. This is another one of those things I've just gone on the spur of the moment. So as I try to find my glue dots. I'm gonna stick it with glue, but use glue dots without a shadow of doubt. Use glue dots. This is purely for the video. I'm just doing it in a hurry, and it's just a little boy I've got. You can have bigger tails. There. So the other card I created with this set, and using the same sketch, is this. So again, I did for the center panel, instead of designer series paper, I used an embossed panel and blended ink up and down. Used the same sentiment, and added some frayed ribbon there, which at the bottom. This is from the ephemera, which comes in the pack. I've again used those lavender um, die cuts, this time in petal pink at the back. I fussy cut some of those leaves. Did I fussy cut? No, that one at the back is from the actual ephemera pack. This one is also from the ephemera pack, which is all part of the designer series paper. I'm thinking of another card I did with this set. But if you wanted to, you could fussy cut some of those leaves which are there. This little border is from one of the frames that comes, which is just you punch it out with the die cuts there, and I just cut down the little extra bit and made it into a little border for this, and that's how I've just done the inside and the envelope there. So those are our two cards. Hope you like that. Let me know, which one do you prefer? I will have a supply list. There is a supply list down here, so you can shop and add any that you don't have and anything that you like. And if you like this paper, add it as well. And if I can help you, please get in touch with me, and you can contact me by phone or by email, whatever you like. Right now, there is a designer series paper sale on the papers from an annual catalog. So it's 15% off select pattern papers. It goes from the 6th to the 31st of August. So there's quite a range of papers. There's 12 by 12s and there's 6 by 6 papers. They're reduced from $21.75 to 15% off. This is actually this is not in part of it because it's even less than that. So you can shop that sale as well. To keep informed my newsletter, subscribe to my newsletter. I've got the link below, and we have some exciting news, as I said, so you don't want to miss out on that. Thank you so much. Make sure you follow all the other blog participants here to see what other ideas that can be created with this sketch. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.